in the office, just went out for walking, and then I suddenly saw a bookshop, and I told my friends, wait, I want to read some books. And then I went there and I was amazed that there was a Bible shop, bookshop. And I asked for the Bible, and the person said 5 rupees it cost. I said, I don't have that much, but please give me the book where this story, parable of the good Samaritan, parable of the sower. So I got 2 books, Testament, very cheap, and Matthew's Gospel and Luke's Gospel I got, and I read, I found out all the stories, and especially I was so much thrilled to read the Sermon on the Mount, very practical teaching of Jesus. And then I kept on reading, and then the next time I went to the bookshop, they said, if you want to learn more, come and we'll help you. So I said, yes, of course. And in 1963, my first entering into the church was on the Easter Sunday. I didn't understand anything, what they told, what they read, what they sang, but I kept on visiting them, and they kept on helping me. And then at last, when I read about the crucifixion in Luke's Gospel, Jesus said he was crucified and people were mocking him. And he said, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they are doing. And this is the thing for today, and I think this is the right thing to do, to accept Jesus. So I became a follower of Jesus. And in 1963, 2nd June, I was baptized in that place. I had continued my government job. But in beginning of 1965, I was transferred again to another place. But I felt, if I go out, I will miss this fellowship. So I request the people in the hospital, actually that was the mission hospital where I found the book. And I requested, if you have any job, I don't need the position, post or salary that I have been getting in the government department, but anything you offer me, I will work, but I want to have this fellowship, continue this fellowship. So anyway, I was allowed, and since the day I was baptized, I started preaching the gospel to everyone else, the people from India, Bihar. And during those days, there was no medical facilities in this area. So from the remote hill villages, other places, for complicated cases, they will go to Raksol, that is on the border, India. They will go and have the treatment, and as a Nepali, they won't understand Hindi, so I was there to interpret them. I was there to take them to the doctors. I was there to help them and give them shelter. So this is how the work began, continued. And then people from this area, they started going to the place, and they heard the gospel and they accepted Jesus. And in 1966, the person who visited me 2 years back, he was baptized. He brought another man, and this is how the group, the fellowship began about 20 kilometers away from here. That was very remote during the day. There was no transportation. We had to walk up to that place. And then that place, the Duncan Hospital, Dr. Cecil Duncan had started that hospital, and that hospital was made for Nepalese and Indians. On the hospital building, there were, in the north side, they had put John 3:16 in Nepali, and south side, the same verse in Hindi. And Dr. Duncan's vision was to meet the Nepalese with the gospel, but he was not allowed to enter into Nepal. So he had been doing that before, and as we joined, and with me there were more other Nepali people who were working there, who were visiting us as patients, and it went on, and so I praise God, I was able to meet many people. And from the place where his father-in-law comes, Simon Rai, and Hadok Taman, and so many. Then it was not allowed to baptize in Nepal. It was danger because they will be caught, they will be arrested, taken to prison. So that was the shelter for all Nepalese who wanted to get baptized. Then we started 1 month Bible classes in Nepali in that place. So people were very cooperative with me, and as a team we worked. And Brother Hanuk Tamang and Shimin Rai and Balkrishna Rai, so many people, they visit us, Mangalman Mahajan Kali. And so many people, they used to visit us. We used to have Bible classes, and that was the place from where the gospel was spread into Nepal. And now I am so happy to say that only in this district, there are about 400 churches and 40,000 Christians only in this Mulbanpur district. So I had been doing that job for many years. Then in 1990, when Christians were allowed to worship freely, we didn't have pastors, actually, qualified pastors. In NCF, I think it was in 1967 or 68, in Gorkha, we had a lot of discussion about what is church in Nepal, who should we recognize as a church. And the elders, all of us, we thought to make a decision that where there are 5 or more baptized Christians, that should be called a church. And who will lead the church? So according to Titus 1:5, a person who is leading the church will be the leader of the church. And we didn't have formal pastors. And gradually those leaders, they were called pastors, though they were not qualified as a pastor, but they were pastors. We all accepted them. That was many years ago. But now the time has come that people should be trained fully 4 years, the Bachelor of Divinity, Bachelor of Theology, 1 year pastoral course. Then that person is a pastor or reverend in India, where I had been working. Our pastor was trained like that. And after 1990, we began to search people who are qualified, and we wanted to send them to the Bible college, and we didn't get. Because the people who were leading the church, they were illiterate. Very only they will read the Bible, read and write something else. Then we felt we don't have anyone qualified to go to the Bible college. So my thought was, before we have a place, to take a place in rent and gather the Christian children in this place and send them to the school, educate them, and then when they are qualified, to send them to the Bible college. But again, what we felt is that it's not very easy. If we bring somebody else from the village, we'll send to the government school, what will they get there? And somehow people were very generous to help me to purchase this property. And we started a school in 1993, and we had two category of children here. Those who can pay, they will pay. Who can't pay, they will come and study here. So, but we will provide a good quality education for all, either they are rich or poor. So we had a very good response from the local people. We had a lot of children, and we started teaching, and we started sponsorship scheme. And under that scheme, we were able to bring more than 2,500 children from the remote villages, and who now have completed their education. They went back. Many went to the Bible college. Many went to become nurse, doctor, engineer, and evangelist. And still we have children who were affected by the earthquake in 2000. 2012 साल 2012 साल को कम. So that is about 10 years ago. We brought the children from that place, and they are studying here still under the sponsorship scheme. And school has been supporting them. So this way we are building people for the church, for the nation, for the community. So everything is going well. God has helped me to bring this institution so far. We have good number of students, 1,600 children we have, and teachers, and the people who came from the remote village, who stayed with us, studied here under sponsorship scheme, they are teachers now. Only recently we went to Raxol. They wanted to know what type of the church is in Raxol. And we had 39 Christian teachers and staff to go to the place. All of them, they were brought from the village, and they were educated here, and they had been serving teachers, nurses in other field of life. So this is how we have been doing.
Yeah.